Please welcome the Prime Minister of Australia, Gillard. To determine the result. Friends, as we know in our great democracy, every vote is important, every vote must be counted, and we will see that happen in the few days ahead of us. And what we know from tonight's result is that there will be a number of independents in the House of Representatives playing a role as the next government of Australia is formed. I acknowledge and congratulate Rob Oakeshott on his re-election as the member for Lyme, Tony Windsor on his re-election as the member for New England, Bob Catter on his re-election as the member for Kennedy, and the election of Adam Band to the seat of Melbourne. It is also possible, but unknown at this time, whether Andrew Wilkie will be the member for Denison in the future Parliament. Friends, can I say to you and can I say to the Australian nation, in these days, as the election result is being determined, the conventions of our wonderful democracy ensure that I will continue to lead the government and provide strong and stable government until the outcome of the election is clear. To the House of Representatives. I have had a good track record in the federal parliament, working positively and productively with the independents in the House of Representatives and working with the Greens in the Senate. I believe in respecting the role of every representative in the House of Representatives, including Mr Abbott and I have got very different worldviews, different values and different visions for the future of this country. But I would say to Mr Abbott that he has been a formidable advocate for his side of politics. He's made of stern stuff, he's shown that in this campaign, and I congratulate him for that. And friends, in front of this crowd and to the Labor faithful gathered around the nation, to the Australians who kept the faith and voted for Labor today, to Australians around the nation, this campaign has been about a positive plan for the nation's future. This great political party and the men and women of the trade union movement have always believed in fairness and decency for working Australians hold a job, have a job, aspire to get the next job, a better job, and to make a life on the basis of it. And we as a government have protected that all-important right to work and get a job. And we as a government have returned to working Australia Australians the fairness and decency at work that they should be able to expect. And in this campaign, as we call for a positive plan for the nation's future, we've continued to fight for Australian jobs. We've continued to fight for a vision of the future that says every child, no matter where they live in this country, no matter the circumstances of their birth, that every child is entitled to a great education. In this campaign, we have continued the great tradition of the Labor movement, a tradition that believes the health care of each of us is important and that it is an offence to all of us if one of us cannot get the health care that we deserve. That was the foundation stone of Medicare. It's the foundation stone of the health policies and plans that we have put forward before the nation. And we, of course, are an optimistic political party. We have always believed that the best days of this country are in front of it, not behind us. That we can work to build those better days by working together. In this campaign, we have fought for a positive plan for those better days, using the new technology of the future, the National Broadband Network, banding together and dealing with the pressing challenge of climate change. We have said to Australians, don't be afraid of the future. We can deal with the future, we can manage it, we can build a better nation together. During the days of the campaign. I would particularly like to acknowledge Amanda Lamke, my Chief of Staff, and the staff who have worked with her. Thank you very much, Amanda. I would like to acknowledge Carl Batar and the Labor team. He is leading campaign HQ. Thank you very much to Carl Batar. I would like to acknowledge the campaign reference group that has worked with me for the role that they have played in the campaign. I thank them for their efforts. I also thank each and every candidate, each and every member, each and every senator who has stood for Labor in this campaign. I specifically want to acknowledge the efforts of those Labor members who have been in the Federal Parliament and tonight are not being returned to the Federal Parliament. It is always a privilege and an honour to seek the trust of your fellow Australians to represent and to serve them. I know my colleagues, though they will be disappointed by this outcome for them, feel that they had the opportunity to gain the trust of their fellow Australians, and that's a very, very precious thing. I thank them for their efforts, I thank them for their fight in this campaign. And finally, can I say to you, those who have kept the faith, I know that we tonight do not know what the outcome is going to be. There are anxious days ahead. But in those anxious days, I'll keep fighting for our positive plan for this nation's future. The fight for that plan isn't over yet. We will continue to fight for it in the days to come. We will continue to fight to form a government in this country to deliver to the working Australians, working men and women of this country, a government that understands their needs, values their jobs, wants to see their children get a decent education, wants to make sure that they never have to fear illness because healthcare is there for them, that makes sure they never have to feel a loss of their rights of work, and a government that is as optimistic about their future as this fantastic nation deserves. Friends, thank you very much.